Everyone loves a good debate about what is and isn't a project, right? I actually set out to make a video on projects that aren't. Spoiler alert, it ended up to be my video about stuck projects. In this video, I'm going to revisit that matrix. I'm going to reframe those same examples and setting up systems. Hi, I'm Em. I do a lot of overthinking about things, planning, productivity, and systems, so you don't have to. If you watch the video on stuck projects, you've seen this before. You don't have to have seen that video. In fact, maybe this one's better to see first because I keep showing that matrix in the other one and I never really talk about it. They share a lot of the same DNA. I'm going to use the same examples, but it's coming at it from a different angle. So after I pulled a few examples from my project list, I started trying to categorize them because that's what I do. I started with a few random scribbles and then I came up with this. I realized that a couple of them have been on my list once or more. Now they're in there in a reworked way, or rebranded, I called one of them. And others, there's just no way around it. They're on the list because I let things slide. They're basically deferred maintenance. But I realized there's also another way to categorize them. The Boomerang projects, the ones that were done and now they've got to be redone. And then also the ones that I just have never, ever started. And these are the ones that jumped out at me to start with as needing the maintenance. And then as I went on, I just kept adding and adding, and there were more and more of them. One example was my current project to work through and complete the Peace of Mind Planner. This is the most project-y project, and it's not one that was on my list for very long, but it's been on my list in various forms over the years. It's an avoided one. It's never ever been started, and it's one that I called Rebranded. It goes along that horizontal, I think it was, axis of rework. The Peace of Mind Planner was something that came to me courtesy of Clever Fox. Thank you very much. They let me pick something out and I went, this is going to be the thing that is going to help me finally complete this project. But when I think about it, yes, it's a project to complete it, but things change, right? It's going to be gathering financial information. Well, accounts change, insurance companies change. It's going to be a thing that it's going to need to be, every 6 months or so, maybe. Once it's done, it's going to need to be maintained. The other reworked project is the upstairs organization, which I'm now calling Locate and Label. It's another Boomerang project because I finished upstairs as organized, but it didn't really serve the purpose of completing the project because I still don't know where things are. It looks a lot better, and I thought I've got shelves that are open. I should be able to see things just fine. And actually, if I look back, when I originally wrote it, I did say that I need to have documentation on where stuff is, because not only do I have things upstairs that most people would be storing downstairs or wherever their main part of their living is, there's also stuff in the garage and there's also stuff in a storage unit. Organizing the stuff was only the first step. Now I've got to have some record of where it is. But stuff's going to come, stuff's going to go, stuff's going to change. Once I get the storage, stuff's going to come here. We're probably going to get rid of more stuff. So again, it needs to be something that's going to be maintained over time. So yes, the project's not finished. Yes, it's kind of back on, but different. But it's going to need ongoing maintenance because I can't just walk to my kitchen and have a pantry like a normal person. Paper system established, or now I've got paper system reestablished. This is one that, again, I completed. I worked through a backlog of stuff, and I actually even had a working system. The problem was I didn't write it down, and then I got very involved in starting a YouTube channel. And so the stuff that I had good systems for early in the year just kind of fell by the wayside. It's a Boomerang project. It's back. But really, this is just maintenance. This is what adults do, right? We keep the receipts we need. We get rid of the ones we don't. We go through the mail. We process it. We get rid of most of it. We keep a few things. We scan a few things. We file a few things. We pay the bills, whatever. There's all that stuff that's not the important mail that just has always been a problem for me. I know that it takes a lot less time and a lot less mental energy and emotional energy to just keep up the maintenance. So I'm going to establish the systems. I'm going to write them out, and then I'm going to keep them up this time. And I'm not going to say a lot about organizing the garage. It kind of goes without saying. Most people understand organizing the garage or organizing cloud storage. It's the same kind of thing. I've just avoided it. It's been a long time coming. They've both been a long time coming. And it's really You know, if it was just kept up with, it wouldn't need to have ever really probably been a project. But as it is, it's big enough. It needs to get time devoted. And so avoided, true maintenance project. The line between a project and a system is fuzzier than we'd like to admit. Projects are just easier to deal with. They're more motivating. You can check them off. They have steps. And systems or maintenance, it just always has to be done. Always, always. It's never ending. So it can be a little kind of debilitating to some of us. I've actually known for a long time that I prefer doing projects to maintenance. It's just always been a thing. I've almost started websites called Projects versus Maintenance years ago. I need to just be clear that I shouldn't sabotage myself and let something become a project just so I don't have to do maintenance. So the trick is to be on the lookout for those things that are really maintenance and just hopefully have a conversation with yourself and try to not let them get to the point that they're big old bears again and just get things done. Hopefully I will do that too. I am going to strive to instill more habits that will help me systematize things, because I know that in the end it's the easier thing to do. And let my projects be true projects that are things that I enjoy, not drudgery that I sabotaged something and turned it into a project. Definitely not there yet, but I'm working on it. Let me know what kind of things are those sorts of things for you. And over here, I'll talk about habits that keep things going and other system kind of stuff.